OMG, the world of Simone Biles and her biological mother, Shanon Biles, is getting messy day by day.
I was an addict. I will always be an addict. I want to let her know that I love her. I'm very proud of her. Whenever she's ready, and I'm here.
So picture this, Simone Biles, the gymnastics goat, living her best life, winning Olympic medals left and right. But wait, what's that? Her biological mother, Shanon Biles, is trying to spin the block on parenthood? Oh, honey, we've got a lot to unpack here.
I mean, I can't keep dwelling on it. Whenever she's ready, and I'm here. And I want her to be able to come to me and say, okay, let's have a sit down, because there's some things I want to know. So I just have to have patience. I want to let her know that I love her. I'm very proud of her. But I'm just still waiting, I would like to sit down and talk to you and answer any questions you may have.
You heard that right, loves. Shanon Biles is out here talking about waiting for Simone to be ready to rekindle their relationship. Get this, she claims she has Simone's number but won't call because she wants Simone to make the first move. Talk about putting the ball in someone else's court.
I do, but I won't. I want her to reach out to me. She's 27 now, she's married. I would like to have been a part of that, but I just have to wait for her.
Now, I don't know about you, but this is giving me major absentee parent wanting a piece of the cake vibes. But let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Is Simone really ready for this? I mean, she's been pretty open about how being separated from her biological mom and placed in foster care before being adopted by her grandparents set her up for a better life. That's some heavy stuff, y'all. Let's break this down, shall we? We all know Simone's success story. She's always given mad props to her grandparents, Ronald and Nellie Biles, who she proudly calls her parents. These two have been her rock, supporting her journey to the Olympics, where she snagged 3 gold medals and 1 silver in Paris. Talk about family goals. Ron and Nellie have been there for every competition, cheering her on from the sidelines. Well, except for the Tokyo Olympics, but that was because of those pesky COVID-19 restrictions. They even have this adorable tradition where they kiss every time Simone nails a routine. How cute is that?
I knew that Simone's goal was definitely to make it to the Olympics, but we did not talk about that because she shied away from talking about going to the Olympics. But I knew that that was a long-term goal of Simone. And I made sure that I was there and I would do whatever it took to support her dream.
Nellie even spilled some tea in an interview with Today, talking about their unwavering support for Simone. She said, "The important thing is to be there for Simone and make sure that she understands that her family is there giving her full support." Aw, my heart. But here's where things get messy. While Simone's basking in her Olympic glory, guess who decides to pop back into the picture? That's right, her biological mother, Shanon.
I don't remember a lot about foster care, but I definitely knew that we had been taken from our biological mom, and then you just think you're gonna go back to her.
Now let me give you the backstory. Shanon and Simone have been estranged since 2000. That's when Shanon signed away her rights to Simone and her sister Adria. The girls were then raised by Ronald and Nellie, Simone's maternal grandparents. But it wasn't a straightforward handover. The kids actually went through foster care before Ron and Nellie stepped up to the plate. But wait, there's more. Did you know Simone and Adria have 2 older siblings? Tevin, now 29, and Ashley, now 34, were taken in by Ronald's sister. It's like a real-life family saga, I swear. So, after all these years of silence, Shanon decides to do an interview with the Daily Mail to tell her side of the story. And let me tell you, people had thoughts.
You've been told, but I want you to hear the real deal. I was an addict. I will always be an addict. But there's just a way that you have to learn how to stay away from people, places, and things, and change your routine, and just change your life. Live your best life.
The internet was not having it, honey. The general consensus was, nope, we don't want to hear it. She's been absent all this time. She should stay in her lane. Ouch! But let's hear Shanon out for a hot minute. In the interview, she spilled the tea on why she had to give up her children. Apparently, she was battling addiction and had more run-ins with the law than I've had hot dinners. We're talking drinking and driving, possession, the whole 9 yards. Get this. According to Franklin County Municipal Court records, Shanon has faced court action 36 times. That's not a typo, loves. 36 times for various traffic misdemeanors and criminal cases. At one point in January 2020, she was even found guilty and given a 180-day suspended prison sentence and probation until January 2022. Yikes. But the drama doesn't stop there. Shanon was drowning in debt too. In 2018, a bankruptcy filing showed she had just $34 to her name. Can you believe it? Her assets included 2 broken-down cars worth a combined $2,125. some home goods, and pets valued at $9,684. Meanwhile, she owed over $14,000 to 21 different companies. Talk about being in a tough spot. Now, Shanon says giving up her kids was the hardest thing she's ever done, but she knew she wasn't in the right state to care for them. She was still using, and her father, that's Simone's grandfather, didn't want her coming in and out of their lives when she wasn't stable. Fast forward to today, and Shanon's missed out on all of Simone's major life events. We're talking Simone's wedding to NFL player Jonathan Owens, her Olympic victories, everything. But get this. Shanon says she still threw a backyard party to celebrate Simone's Olympic performance. Talk about complicated feelings. Now, Shannon's living on hope. She's waiting for the day Simone reaches out so she can ask for forgiveness. In her words, "I would like to make amends with Simone personally. I'm just waiting for her and her other sister, Adria. I speak to Adria more than I speak to Simone. I would just ask her to forgive me. Can we move forward? Don't judge me on my past. Let's move forward." Shanon claims she's a changed woman now. She's working as a cashier at a Save-A-Lot and says she deserves a second chance. But here's the thing. The distance between her and Simone hasn't changed. Their relationship? It's not about conflict, it's about absence. Total absence of communication. When Shanon does manage to talk to Simone, it's brief. We're talking, "I miss you, I love you, I can't wait to see you, I'm proud of you, I'm watching you, go girl" kind of conversations. Short and sweet, or maybe just short. Here's where it gets even more complicated. Shanon says she gets most of her info about Simone from her dad, Simone's grandfather. "I speak to my dad all the time," she says. "We're good now. If I need to know anything, I call my dad. I ask him about Simone, and he keeps me posted." Now, the internet has some thoughts about this whole situation. Some folks are saying Shanon has no business trying to reconnect with Simone. They think she's just after Simone's money. I mean, why is she only talking about Simone and not her other children? It's giving gold digger vibes if you ask me. But hold up, there's another side to this coin. Some people are saying we should cut Shanon some slack. After all, she's been trying to get back into Simone's life for years now.
I just want to say I love you, Simone. I'm so proud of you. Go Team USA, and I'll talk to you and I'll see you when I can.
And let's be real for a second. When Shanon signed away her rights to Simone and Adria, she knew she wasn't in the right state to raise them. That's gotta count for something, right? Shanon even admitted that she resented her father at first. She felt betrayed when he cut off all contact between her and the kids after the adoption. In a 2016 interview with the Daily Mail, she said, "When we signed the adoption papers, it was like my dad flipped a switch on me. No communication, don't call, and don't visit. That's how it was in the beginning. It took me 6 years before I saw my children again." She even spilled some tea to TMZ back in 2016, saying her dad didn't have to be so harsh about it. She felt thrown under the bus when Ron did an interview with NBC talking about her addiction problems.
I feel like they're defaming my character because I know it happened. You know, I was struggling back then, but I've gotten better. Life goes on, and that's my past, and that's what it should be left at, the past. I feel like he didn't have to be so harsh about it. I am his firstborn, and he could have been a little bit more classy with it, you know? Really, he didn't have to put me under the bus like that. But I mean, you know, I did go through my struggles and everything, but you didn't have to go through it like the way you went through it.
But here's the thing. Shanon says she's always been proud of Simone. Even back in 2016, she was gushing about her daughter's success. "I'm so proud. I mean, I'm just proud. What I mean is ecstatic. I mean, speechless. It's priceless," she said.
When we do talk, it's briefly. I want to say maybe every 3 months. You know, when I call, when she calls. We have vacation together. I was invited when she won her first title, her championship, the P&G, in 2014. I was invited there. That was in Pittsburgh. We went on a cruise together, 2009. That was like a family reunion. Before then, I was invited to the Expo Center here in Columbus. She was in a competition. That was way before the Olympics and the champion stuff. And I've been invited in October when she goes on her signing tour. I speak with her when I can. You know, she's very busy.
Now Shanon wants to be fully involved in Simone's life as her biological mom. And get this, Simone's biological dad, Kelvin Clemens, is in the same boat. He's had his own struggles with addiction and has no contact with Simone either. But Shanon says he'd love to rebuild a relationship with his famous daughter too. But what does Simone think about all this? Well, she hasn't said much, but what she has said speaks volumes. She's expressed how happy she is to have gotten a second chance at life with her grandparents.
Still be Simone Biles, but probably not Simone Biles that everybody else knows, the world knows. But I also believe everything happens for a reason, and I'm forever grateful for that because I definitely got a second shot at life.
In an April 2024 interview on the Call Her Daddy podcast, Simone touched on her family dynamics. She said she doesn't feel the need to explain her family situation to anyone. In her words, That's also crazy explaining to people because I'm like, my biological mom is also my dad's daughter and I call him dad. So it's just like everybody's hella confused. It's a whole family tree that you're like, don't make me explain it. And my parents are my parents. I got chosen, feeling blessed. Simone sounds pretty content with where she's at, if you ask me. But here's where I want to hear from you, loves. What do you think about Shanon trying to reconnect with Simone? Is she just after the money now that Simone's rich and famous? Or do you think she deserves a chance to rebuild that relationship? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because you know your girl loves a good debate. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications. You don't want to miss out on the next serving of piping hot tea. Until next time, loves, and reminding you to stay fabulous, stay curious, and always keep your ear to the ground for the hottest gossip. Goodbye.